So today you are going to learn about using an Underglaze applicator. We are going to do this with Stroke and Coat Underglaze. They like to call it Wonder Glaze, but it is Underglaze. You take your bigger tile, the 4x4 or the 5x5 piece that you made, put a little bit of glaze on the top, and spread one coat on it. Try to get the coat as even as possible. Maybe you need a little bit more for the edges, that's fine. So now I'm going to let this dry. While I let this dry, I'm going to show you the Underglaze applicator. Looks like this. It has a little tiny tip. They come in boxes like this. It's a little misleading when it says Underglaze because you could use it for slip and do a slip trailing type thing. But basically you get this little bottle. You'd open up the top and pour in any underglaze that you want on the inside. Put the lid back on and then remove this cap. Please do not lose this cap. This is going to keep any glaze or slip on the inside of this needle from drying out. When you get done using this applicator, you need to open it back up, pour any glaze that you have in here back in the bottle, fill it with water, screw the lid back on, and then rinse out this little nozzle. This needs to be completely clean, otherwise it will dry up, clog the nozzle, and then the entire thing is useless. Please take care of the materials. So I had to put one coat on. I'm going to do one more coat. The thing about this glaze, this Stroke and Coat Underglaze that we're using, if you put too much on, it will do what's crawling, and basically in the firing it will like bead up and crawl away from the bisqueware. Please be careful that you don't put too much on. If you're ever concerned about how to properly use a glaze, there are directions on the side of the bottle. So this says apply one coat for translucent color or 2 for more opaque coverage. Please do not apply 3. We can let this dry, or you can leave it wet. Either way, it's your choice. And then you can do some cool line designs with this white underglaze. So basically, like, light colors will cover up dark colors in this. If it is wet, it will bleed into the design a bit. But then you can also do cool things and get like a marbling effect this way. If you need to add a little bit more when you're marbling, you can add a little bit more. I would clean the tip of it when I was doing that. Or you can just do simple line designs. I'm going to let it dry a second so that you can see the difference of how it blends into the glaze. You will get a different effect if the bottom coats that you put on in the black are wet than if you put it on when it's dry. While I'm letting it dry a little bit more, I just want to review with you that the benefit to using the Stroke and Coat Underglaze is that you have limited bleeding. Light will cover dark, so you can do blue and then yellow on top of it. Traditionally with overglaze, that blue would bleed up under the yellow, or the black would bleed up under the white a lot. You may still need clear glaze. This particular brand of underglaze, this Mako Stroke and Coat, does fire shiny, so generally you don't need clear glaze. But if it's not shiny, you can put a coat of clear on it just fine. And I do have to remind you to clean out the applicator nib, or else it will clog. Any clogged nibs we can't save, we have to throw away. It's a waste of material. So now this area is kind of dry. And you can see it sets on top more rather than bleeding in. It's totally your choice what you want to do. If you want to experiment with a little of both in your tile, that is fine. At this point, I would not be able to do the marbling effect over here. If you wanted to achieve something that looks like fire or flames, I've seen that done with this product using yellow, red, and orange, and that looks pretty cool. Go back through and do detailing. When it's fired, it goes from looking like this to looking like this. Experiment, enjoy, clean up your mess, have fun.